Hey. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Try something. Just try quitting out of Discord, I guess. It's weird. You can hear me? Maybe Discord settings changed? Yes, let's not show that. Is this what streamer mode enable means? I wonder. Hold on. It's really odd. Shooby-dooby-doo. Oh, wait. I'm going to try quitting out, too. Oh, well, I see the ring now. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know. I closed out and rejoined too. So. Okay. Yep. This is nice. We're back to just talking about the thing we just watched. So.
Yep. And this is not as long as some of the other shows, so.
I'm all about it. I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Yeah. Any questions before we get going?
No. No. No.
Okay. Well, let's do this thing. In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Disnerds Plus, where we talk about your favorite nerdy shows on Disney Plus. This here is episode 19. Today we're talking about She-Hulk, number 1, A Normal Amount of Rage.
Yeah.
Today is Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. My name's Shane.
Oh, hey, it's Mike.
Oh, hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine, doing just fine and dandy.
Good.
Been off for about a month. But yeah, the Disney just they like to they keep us high and dry, and then they have a flash flood.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out,
I like it.
more shows than we can even handle.
Yeah.
And apparently, not only is Andor next week, but also 3 episodes. That's what I think. I have that on my calendar. Oh wait. You know what? They postponed. Well, the last I had checked, so you said next week, but I think they pushed it, and that's why they're doing 3 episodes. I have it as the 21st of September now.
September 21st now. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they pushed it out. So okay, that's not
But
bad.
yeah, that doesn't really help us.
I mean,
Because
if
they're
they would have
still throwing.
gave like 3 episodes of She-Hulk right away, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What do we? I guess we'll get into the episode here, but yeah, and as usual, we can talk about what we thought of it after. But so I don't know. I guess we could set this one up kind of like Jen Walters is or
Lawyer.
Jennifer Walters is the. Do you know if that was? Did they mainly use Jennifer, the full Jennifer name in the comics by chance?
Let me go to my Marvel database here
Yeah,
called the Internet.
because in the show they primarily shorten it to Jen. Just curious. She's
I
basically
think that's
the female version of the Hulk, and she
She-Hulk wiki. Oh, they got a wiki.
nice. She wait, when did China play She-Hulk? Sorry, I was
Really?
noticing. I don't know when that was.
Yeah, she's only gone as Jennifer Walters, known as Jennifer Walters.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. So she is Bruce Banner's cousin, and does that hold true with the comics as well?
Yes, I know that's to be true. Yeah.
Gotcha. And she is, in fact, a lawyer. As we're not putting the full title of She-Hulk Attorney at Law in our episode titles here, because that would just get lengthier and an already lengthy title. But yeah, so that's the gist of it. And this episode, we're introduced. We're in a it's like a court. It's like a literally a courtroom, but not an actual courtroom, but a room within the courthouse.
No, I don't
Chambers.
think so. I think that was her office, like her actual
Oh, I got the impression they were just walking
office.
right out at well, we'll get to that later, but I guess that makes
Mm-mm.
sense. She would be at her.
I mean, the door said her name on it, so.
Well, that makes sense, yeah. Her see, you get all those little details. Yeah, the what do we call it? The firm, right? Her law firm, I guess, would be the
That would,
term.
yep, that would be
So we have
the
her
correct word.
talking. Initially, it's her looking directly at the camera, which is kind of like, I don't know if I'd describe it as foreshadowing, but that is like I feel like that was a hint toward what we were going to be seeing with some of this fourth wall breaking initially. Because initially it's kind of like a teaser because she's just talking to her two lawyer colleagues, right?
Yep.
Directly to them. And
Well, Dennis and Nikki is their names.
gotcha.
Dennis is kind of like the asshole. I want to do
Yeah,
it because I'm a man.
right. Well, yeah, and I didn't pick up on that right away, and it wasn't until the end of the episode that I really kind of I thought maybe it was just funny lawyer banter, but then yeah, later he certainly does seem to be a dick,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, she's talking to them. She's kind of giving them like as I put in here like Uncle Ben talk, like it's great responsibility, sort of talking to him. Her part of her what closing arguments was it or
Yep.
she's rehearsing and
Yep.
but we do then very quickly get the fourth wall, her talking to the camera. I think pretty much right as they're exiting, as the two others are exiting the room, and we get
Right,
some of
because
that.
well, she already told like Nikki, her friend, already said something about like you just if you don't win, you can just Hulk out and just So they already knew. Some people already knew she was a Hulk. So then kind of
Right,
fills in like, oh, you won't be able to watch the show until you actually understand how I turned into a Hulk. Okay.
right, yeah. So as soon as Nikki mentions the Hulk part, then she turns to the camera and says like, "Yeah, so I am a Hulk," and here's how that happened. It all happened when I was on a road trip with my cousin Bruce, and so I mean I can't remember if Bruce was the one driving, or I don't know if that
No,
matters.
no, 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 no.
She was driving.
She was driving. Yep.
Okay,
Jennifer, Jen.
Jennifer. She's yeah. So they're driving. They're having their fun talking, their cousinly talk, and for whatever reason, now okay. So Bruce has this device on his arm. What do they say? Inhibitor.
Inhibitor. It's supposed to help him stay in his human form so he can heal his arm.
Now,
I
did we
guess better.
see that in any other property at this point?
Yep. Yep. Shang-Chi.
Oh, right.
In credit scene.
See, I had forgot. See, I had forgotten
That's
about.
why he was in human form, because he had the inhibitor and you could see it on his arm. It's
Gotcha.
not barely like you're looking for it, but it's there and you can see it.
Well, that makes me feel a little better that it was that short of a clip that I'd forgotten about that and I was still thinking we'd last seen him in Endgame or whatever with his as we uh as we hear a little later in this episode, Smart Hulk was the
Smart Hulk.
right. Um, so they're having a fun little conversation, and then they start talking about the thing that I kept hearing from everyone else, which was this. She goes into this lengthy talk, which ultimately leads to right before they crash into this spacecraft of some kind.
Sakarian ship.
Right.
Because that was from Thor Ragnarok when he was on Sakaar for 2 years as Hulk. Full Hulk, not Smart Hulk. Dumb Hulk.
Right. Dumb. But still kind of yeah, so that actually brings up a good one because he's pretty chatty in that movie though for being dumb Hulk, right? Like
True.
we
He
hear
just
him
kind of sounds dumb. He's like, me Hulk, blah, blah, blah.
right. But up until that point, that was really the chattiest we had seen him in that form really talking. Or
Yeah, I
yeah.
think the last time he really talked was in Avengers when he said puny god.
Right, puny god. And
He
then
didn't say anything in Age of Ultron,
in
I don't think.
Endgame, we get a little more behind the scenes where he's like, Hulk hates stairs or whatever, like which we don't see in
Oh,
the
yeah, that was hilarious.
but yeah, so anyway, so we've seen many forms of Hulk at this point. And so they do crash into this ship and the car goes tumbling down kind of a hill of sorts and there's a lot of bleeding happening. They're both bleeding. We got Jen bleeding and we got Hulk bleeding. And it took me a second to pick up on this, as we'll get to later, what exactly happens here. But we do see that his inhibitor is kind of smashed a bit, as you might expect in a crash, and so it's malfunctioning, and he's starting to turn. He's starting to
Out.
Hulk out, and then we see she runs off into the woods as what we can tell a green
Well, you
version of.
saw you missed the blood spilling on her wound and turning her
Well, that's what I'm
arm to
saying. Like
green.
it wasn't immediate. I don't know. To me, it wasn't immediately obvious that that's what was going on
Really?
exactly. But well,
You
it's
didn't
not.
see the veins all getting green and whatnot?
There's a lot going on here, man. The it was a fast scene. It was. So the bar. Then she goes running off into the woods, and this actually kind of reminds me in our Miss Marvel episode when I talk about how fast it seems to switch tonight. I mean, I guess she was in the woods for a while. Maybe let's just assume. Um, kind of like that scene in was it Karachi where it seemed to get dark pretty quick also, but it was just a hard cut to now it's nighttime, and who knows, it might have been close to sunset anyway at that point. It must have been. And she gets to this bar. See her enter this bar, and so now she must have. Where at what point does she go back? Does she exit the woods as her normal
Regular self.
self?
Yeah. Yep. She
And
does.
right. And then she enters this bar and goes right to the restroom. And then we see these four women approach her. Like she's kind of a mess. She's looks like she's been through the ringer, and they're like all trying to doll her, like gussy her up, and they're saying, uh, first they make some comment about how like they assume like a guy did this to her or whatever, and trying to make her feel better, like she doesn't need that guy and all that, and then she's just like she's like, no, I just need to she needs to contact Bruce or whatever. What is she trying to? She's trying to get a hold of him, I think, right at this point.
Yeah, I don't think she knows where she is. Kind of
Right.
like, the fuck is happening?
Yeah. So then there's then she's outside in the next scene, and we see a bunch of it's like three guys trying to approach her. Like
Yeah,
they're
it's
talking about so much for
three
ladies'
single
night,
dudes hanging out. They just want to talk
right?
to her. Yes.
So they try after ladies' night fails. They try going after her, being a little. They're not being a. They're being a little too much with her, just verbally, right? And she has it transform, or I'm sorry, Hulk's out. I got to get all the right terminology here. And then she, I guess, punches one of them at least. We see, right?
She does. No,
Presumably.
she doesn't punch anyone, I don't think. No. Hulk just comes in and tackles her. I think maybe she was ready to punch one of them.
Oh yeah,
She
gotcha.
does.
So the next scene, we are at what I'm describing as a villa. Does that seem like a fair assessment?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beach villa. I mean, it's made by Tony Stark, so
As we find out in a moment. But yes, she wakes up on a bed in this villa, um, and she sees some clothes there with a Led Zeppelin shirt. Um, so was that I didn't actually pay attention to what she was wearing before. Is that what she had on before, or is this the same?
well, the Led Zeppelin stuff's new because she changed out of her raggedy clothes that she was running around in after she transformed.
I guess I'm wondering if that's her style normally, or if that was actually. I mean, I guess if it fits her, you would assume it's not Bruce's. But
Yeah, no,
but
probably. Bruce, I mean, Hulk is a little bit bulkier. Like she gets tall and gets toned, but she's not as bulky either. So she could probably wear just taller stuff,
yeah.
technically.
So she gets up, walks around a bit, finds stair leading downstairs into this lab. She sees Bruce down there. She sees as the aforementioned Smart Hulk down there, and
Smart Hulk.
he's yes she immediately noticed that doesn't have the inhibitor on anymore, and so uh, he's talking about how the he's that helped him learn a little more, I think, about the gamma radiation in general. I think.
Well, I think he was studying her blood,
Right.
right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
I guess I'm what.
But it helped. It helped in whatever her blood did when she's in green form.
Right.
It was able to heal his arm.
That's right. Heal his arm. That's right. So.
Oh.
Okay.
So you said he's like I'm in my fully integrated self now that my arm is fully restored.
Right. Okay. Now, can you remind me what injured his arm in the first place?
When he did the snap of the Infinity
Ooh,
Stone.
yes. That would do it.
When he brought everyone back.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Right. How quickly I forget. The movie
Not
is
only
what,
if he would
like,
have just been able to do it a second time on his other arm, then Tony Stark would still be alive. Damn it, Hulk! You couldn't take a second one for the team.
that's actually a good point. I mean, yeah, it would
Of course,
suck
it
for
could have
him,
killed him. Maybe it might have killed him at that point.
right? Um, they were smart enough to make the thing like like a freaking transformer to fit any arm, and they, yeah,
That's true.
um, yeah, but so we do get him to also Bruce. It's at that point that he mentions the Sakaran ship was probably what hit them, and that, or I don't know if he
Oh,
was like 100% sure that
he
that's
had
what
to
it was.
figure. He said it was this car message, some kind of ship. He said maybe they were just delivering a message, and he's like, I might have to find out about that later on.
Which is more than likely either a foreshadowing or a. We're gonna
It's
hear
kind of
more about that at some point for sure. I think, or we already have.
D20 D23 is right around the corner.
Yes, and actually, I know someone that might be attending that. Yeah,
Because they're
that's
gonna announce, because Marvel didn't announce all their shows or all their phase 5 and 6 yet. Now they gave us a little taste at Comic-Con because they're saving some of the good stuff for D20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So there might be
Fantastic
something to
Four
happen that
is something supposedly,
Hulk, Hulk, Hulk,
and
a World War Hulk
a Wakanda Forever trailer likely.
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, that's where we kind of find out. So I may have this wrong. Like, was it just that I mean, they were both bleeding, so I wasn't sure if like, presumably it wasn't just his blood getting on her. I assumed it was like the blood
It
getting into
dropped
her bloodstream.
in your wound. Yeah, it dropped in your wound, and all of a sudden it did the stuff with her blood,
And he
her
makes
gene.
right. He makes a comment about it being a lethal dose of gamma radiation, and then she understandably freaks out about that, and then he needs to further explain that, and she comments about how that's not the part to pause on, but but that yeah. So I did it. So remind me that why wasn't it lethal? Just because he had a understanding of it that he was able to.
It's well, yeah, it's because of how those two bodies react to gamma radiation.
Mm-hmm.
So her body like consumes gamma radiation in a way that it doesn't kill her or him, both of them. But it
Right.
also has different effects to them apparently. So yeah, like they're both
Yes.
Hulks, but they have different like properties that happen.
Mm-hmm. So he's goes on about how basically she has to live with this now,
Hmm.
one way or another, and starts talking about how ways to control it in the way that he has in the past now, and she understandably starts kind of having a, I don't know if it's a panic attack or something, starts
Oh, it's a panic attack.
yeah, and jumps forward to her at the table eating pancakes, because that puts anyone in a good mood, I guess. Makes sense. And who knows the last time she ate, also. But
True.
so, at that point, there's starting to talk a little bit about the process, and which, he talks about the 15 years that I guess that's what it took for him to become Smart Hulk, wasn't it?
Basically, to integrate to where he's at now.
Right. Um, which yeah, sounds like a lot to her, and it is. So they begin the process of trying to learn a little bit more about what makes her tick, basically, right?
Hmm.
And so he puts her into this chamber, and she's got like a not a VR headset, but like a helmet thing that's hooked up to her, and in this chamber that's got some rotating blades in there because he talks
They're
about
like buzzsaws kind of thing.
yeah. So they talk about he talks about how it's both so anyway, it's both anger and fear for at least for Bruce. Um and I don't know if I realized it was the fear thing also. But so yeah, he starts spinning up those blades and they're going at her. She's takes a couple it sounds like AP Dubs is a fan of the show. Hello, AP Dubs, how are you? And they yeah, within a few seconds, it doesn't take long. She's hulked out and just smashes the blades, which is like yikes! Wow. Didn't
Don't
know.
mess with her.
What's that?
Don't mess with her.
Yeah. And then pretty much immediately rips open the door to this thing and walks out, and then we hear Hulk say something along the lines of "Easy, girl," I think.
Yeah, like talking to her like a horse.
And then he said, "Why are you talking to me like a stray horse?" He says, and then he's promptly surprised that she is talking like normal. And that's when Hulk says we're gonna try this. He still thinks there's things to be learned here. That she needs to learn about how to kind
But
of
he was also pretty jealous. He's like, "Am I jealous? Is that what I'm feeling?" Because he was like pissed off. Like, wait, you have another guy that had to rest around for like 10 years. You, damn it.
right, right. So he said that he needs to teach her how to Hulk is how they describe it, and it's this DBT uh, therapy. I didn't write down the
I'm not even gonna
exact
try to say the thing. No.
certain type of therapy to control the rage, basically, and we yeah, I guess this was the beginning of the montage. Essentially, was we see him slowly bring an air horn to her as she's sleeping, and promptly rages and hulks out, and the bed drops to the floor, which was pretty funny.
It's just testing her, you know,
Yep.
her her rage.
Yeah, but probably mostly for fun on that one, but
I mean, I would do it.
they have a very fun relationship as cousins, but as we'll learn more, as we'll see more here as well, and for better or worse, and we get the training montage starts, and there's all sorts of things that are going on in this montage, including, well, I'm trying to even remember everything now, but she's basically one of them is the boulder throwing,
That was funny.
which at first she matches him, and then he has to outdo her and like have it basically disintegrate
Basic.
into the sky.
Is it disintegrate in the sky or get flown out of the atmosphere? Where now?
I don't know, but one of those, and
That could like have that boulder could have like a, a consequence later on. You never
mm-hmm.
know.
There's another scene where she's doing all sorts of like acrobatic sorts of moves. It
Oh,
seems
you're
like,
doing yoga, I think.
yoga, and she's really outdoing him on the yoga. And there's another scene where he knocks her off of a cliff or
No,
something.
they punch the ground and he punches it, thinking he like there's barely anything happening. And then she punches it and like rocks are falling and trees are falling, and then that's when he pushes her off and he's like, "You little punk," and she flips him off while she's falling.
And then she says, "Dick move." But yeah, fun little montage they got in there. And at the end of it all, she's like saying, "Oh, well, clearly I'm nailing all of this," and thinking like this isn't really a problem. Then he's talking about how keeps talking about the negatives of it, but then also mentions there's positives to uh, to this, and with this in particular is apparently they can drink a lot more because the gamma, or well, the gamma
They're
radiation or
Hulks.
whatever is
Their metabolism is like out of control.
through the roof. Yeah. So and then he mentions how it's all barf or all barf, all buzz no barf, um, and so they drink and drink and drink,
So they still get
and
the hangover.
yeah, the Bruce does not think of the hangover that she would still get. It kind of made me wonder, like, okay, she still gets the hangover, but the alcohol doesn't stay in her system? Because like
Yeah, where does all that alcohol go?
I
Like
feel
it
like
just
that is
burns off way.
a little bit of an undersight. Like it's
Maybe
probably would
maybe
kill her at that
I
point.
mean, maybe the gamma radiation just burns it away. Like it's just diluted and
Right.
it doesn't affect them.
Well, we do see that they had bottles of liquor consumed many
I
many.
mean, if anyone actually tried that in real life, yeah, you wouldn't be alive.
Right.
And if you
And
did make it through that, that's kind of miracle.
and they do mention yeah, like you said, the hangover, but it was Hulk size hangover, uh, of course. But what are you gonna? It's not. It's all it's all fictional anyway. You gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit for for certain things. I think whether or not she would die when she returns to her normal self. But so we do see though also that we get a little bit of story from Bruce on when this was built. So was it the bar or the whole building that Tony had?
Well, I think they built everything. I mean, the bar. I mean, Hulk said like Tony just drank a lot and built more of everything.
Right. But so their initials are both on the bar, the BB and the TS, carved into the bar there. Um, so they get to talking a little more about how she says she's already good at controlling her anger, and because she has to deal with men all the time that are either catcalling her or mansplaining her, or any number of
Man,
things, pretty much, and which is hard to argue with. Yeah, that sucks. Like she basically says she's already better at that than he is, and she's like, she's pretty much has to get back to her life and her job, and um, so she tries to leave, and he's really trying to get her to reconsider, and then he's at the front of the vehicle and not gonna let her leave. She starts driving and pushes him out of the way, and he gets knocked back into a boulder or whatever, and looked like he kind of hit his head or something. I guess he did hit his head because his glasses get cracked a bit. But she does stop to go check on him, and he is not too happy though at first. And that's when we get some.
she's not happy either.
Yes, true. They're both not happy, and so what starts as an argument turns into a physical altercation of Hulk v Hulk, and
Me Hulk.
then we get I'm sure there's a name in the comics for this or something, but I'm dubbing it a shockwave slap. Uh,
What Hulk does?
yeah, this
That would be the uh, thunderclap.
thunderclap is actually probably correct. Yeah, that is a thing that I hear that name in a
It's in
lot
the
of different
game.
things.
It's in the Avengers game too. That's what I'm thinking from.
I see. So his glasses they do the fight. They're fighting, and his glasses really take a beating after they were initially cracked, and they really fall apart. And at the end of all of that fighting, the bar breaks. But it tumble falls down, goes boom, and
Pulse down goes boom.
so after that happens, he's like, "You're gonna help me fix this," and we get a little more of the fourth wall, looking into the camera, but they do end up fixing up.
Hugging it out.
I don't know how long. Yeah, I guess this was after they did fix the bar, because I don't know how long all that took. That feels like that would have taken a very long time to actually put that bar back together.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, maybe.
teamwork makes
Just
the
a few
dream
years.
work.
Yeah.
Because it looked good as new when they were done, and then they do. That's when they
They,
hug it out, and
well, they ate Cheetos
they did eat
after
Cheetos. That's right.
with chopsticks, and then they hugged it out, and then she.
Oh, they were doing the chopsticks there. That's so funny because I just heard about that. Maybe that's from the show that
You don't get Cheeto fingers, which
right.
is pretty smart, actually. I knew how to
Yeah.
use chopsticks.
Who the heck did I
And I
just
ate
hear?
Cheetos all the time.
I don't remember who I just heard that from, but yeah, somebody else.
Oscar Isaac had I think a TikTok or something. He made it going viral on that
Nice.
about using chopsticks. Huh, interesting.
It is, yes. I mean, I don't eat a lot of Cheetos myself, but yes, I'll have to keep that in mind.
Cheetos.
So then we are to the courtroom, and we have the prosecutor or the defender. I don't know who's who in this case, but
Yeah,
the opposing lawyer is giving their I don't know if they're arguing.
I think
Both
I think
arguments.
that the opposing lawyer was the defender.
Defendant or yeah. So he's giving his. I assume you can say arguments for both sides, right? Like
closing argument.
closing arguments. And right as Jen gets up to give her arguments, starts giving them, then some. There's a crash through the wall of this courtroom, and the Kool-Aid Man says, "Oh yeah, no." Family Guy clip there. No, we had some kind of not like a super villain, but I don't know, like a wannabe super villain or something. I guess because they are
She was
dressed up, kind
I
of.
think she was a super villain.
Yeah.
She had superpower. She broke a wall down.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
She didn't
wannabe.
have any
I'm pretty
assistance in
sure.
that. It was just her
I
crashing
don't
through.
think so.
Her
I mean,
outfit looked weird though. It looked like
if I'm thinking who she is, she's definitely. She can probably hit back. She's probably wasn't ready for it.
well, in that
But
case, it was her introductory costume, maybe, or like handmade one or something, because
this may be Titania, which
okay,
is She-Hulk's like main villain side or person.
okay, so we'll see more from her probably.
I would imagine that actress is from Girl.
From what?
New Girl.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
Yep. I think she was Cece on the New Girl.
Really? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
Anywho.
actually, that does remind me who is her friend Nikki then?
I don't know who that is.
I have to see if I can figure out what she's from, because she looked very familiar to me.
Ginger Gonzaga is her name.
Okay. Let's see. She's known for nothing I recognize.
Robot Chicken, but
that's it. No.
Yeah, I don't know where this I never
I know I've seen
heard
it
of
in
this one.
something before, but anyway,
Yeah.
just look into that more. So, yeah, so her friend Nikki, though, does tell her, try to get her to Hulk out, and which she does. She pretty darn quickly is able to do that and just kind of knock this presumably Titania back.
She kicked his ass.
Yeah,
Her ass.
knocks her out pretty good. Right up, flies her right up against the wall, and then we get a. I feel like that would have knocked her out, but she does give a like who the hell are you or whatever, makes a comment after she does that, and pretty much right away is ready to just continue her closing arguments right away, and that's when we start getting the end credits, and I made a comment about, oh, here we go. AP Dub says, sorry. The thunderclap involves the Hulk spreading his arms wide before clapping his hands together in one swift movement. Yes, that is the definition, I guess. I also remember that being there was like an old Power Rangers video game where, I don't know if it was Thunderclap or Thunder Crash was the Yellow Rangers move in that old like Genesis game. But anyway, I thought maybe it was called Thunderclap. It could be even like a Street Fighter move or something, but that term gets kind of thrown around a lot. But so we do get some drawn credits, which I had to comment about how it kind of reminded me of like the opening opening and closing sequences with Miss Marvel a little bit, but this was more like what felt like it was courtroom drawing. Specifically, that's what they were
like
mimicking.
An animator, whatever they call them.
Right. So I don't know. I do like that style. I don't know. Compared to, I don't want to like. I'm just trying to say like Miss Marvel was good. It was good. It just I think this was a better first episode, personally. I don't know what you think, if that's the case.
Yeah, I would say Marvel is more. Yeah, look, I mean, it has its own thing. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
It just has its own thing.
So then, after all those credits go by, which didn't were those? I wasn't paying too close attention to what the drawings were of, but were they like of scenes from that episode specifically?
No, they were just kind of random. Maybe some of them were, but it's kind of just random stuff.
Kind of made me wonder if it was kind of like what they do with the Mandalorian, like with those story or not storyboards, but the art for the show. But then we do get an end credits or I don't know if it's end credits or mid credit scene. We get a
credit scene.
Get a credit scene, and it's back at the bar. Jen is presumably drunk, and so she starts talking about like she can't believe like or not she can't believe, she's just like, what a waste, basically. Like she starts talking about America's ass there, and like how he could have gone without being a virgin and everything, and then Bruce starts talking about how he lost his virginity on the 1943 USO tour, and then he's like, I knew it, and reveals that she was pretending to be drunk at that point, and Bruce is surprised to find that, but that's
and they almost get a half a fuck.
Yeah, okay. Well, now I have two of those to bleep. So 12 minutes and 40 minutes. Okay, great. So yeah, we do get a mid, an almost F-bomb. Yep. So all right. Well, I suppose without further ado, give me a little time to think about this. Let's see what you have to say here.
4.
4.
It's a 4.
Okay. I'm gonna go a little higher. I think I'm gonna do a. I did really enjoy this. I am gonna go with a 4. 4 point.
Oh boy. Point something.
4.4.
There he is.
Pretty high, right? Yeah. Which gives us a. Oh boy, my math is not so. Yeah, 4.2, right? Averages out to.
Woohoo! 4.2 on the first one. Episode 1 of She-Hulk.
Yes. Yes. Oh, let's see. 4 to 4? 4 to 4, highly recommend. 4.4 out of 4. 4.2 out of 5. Yes. So hey, that'll about do it for this episode. If you want to write into us, disnerdsplus@gmail.com is where you can do that. Our website's disnerdsplus.com. And back to recording Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/shavemaddox. You can find Mike at Cool as a Cucumber, and you can find me at Shave Maddox. That'll about do it for this evening. Any last words, Mike?
Nope. not that I can think of.
All right, that about covers it then. Thanks, everyone,
She-Hulk.
so much for listening. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Yeah, did it.
Yep. Yep. I actually have to go through and figure out how to edit this now.
Sorry.
I'm deciding if I should get like a clip like smash or something for that.
There you go.
I don't know. That would probably be short enough of a clip where it won't be a problem, I would imagine.
Hawk smash. Buying my little Swiss ticket right now.
Oh, we need tickets for that. Well, I saw this on Twitch today. Some weird thing about Bailey taking her shirt off. I don't understand what that was about.
Wait, what?
It was literally on Twitch today. Bailey the wrestler was like,
Oh, I remember. Really?
or not shirt, with like a jacket. I don't know. I don't understand what the hell that's all about. But anyway, I suppose it was definitely a shorter episode, but that's totally fine by me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Indeed.
Indubitably. What the hell is going on? Shit.
Dooba-dooba-doobly.
Boobity beep 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 beep.
Thanks for watching, AP Dubs. Thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah, thanks.
I suppose I should get to this
Now you
then.
gotta. Thanks for doing that.
Yep.
Sorry for the F-bombs.
All right, just don't let it happen again.
All right. I'll try not to.
Oh yeah, AP Dubs is very familiar with that. Space basically the reason why I gave up on trying to do it on my other streaming stuff, which
Mm.
I don't know. Starting to wonder, like if anyone really cares if we make the podcast clean or not. But
Yeah, true.
opens the audience a little bit though. But
True.
no one cares. Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, climate change will wipe out all the podcasts. Okay, great.
Cool.
That's the spirit. 10 years, nice. Okay, well, until then, thanks, Mike. We'll
Do it again.
sounds good.
Later.
All right, have a good
See
night.
ya.
Bye.
You too.